He's only a junior, so head coach got to be happy about having his son come back for yet another year.
Yes, he'll miss his running mate, Kaler, but Jeremy's a fine ball player, and I know Coach Sins is looking forward to having him back as a senior also.
First and 10 now for Edgar's offense. Just shy of the 40-yard line. We'll call it the 39. Quarterback keeper. First down and then some, about a 13, maybe even a 14-yard gain for Forrest Paul. 6'1" junior. Did a nice job going down the line, keeping it himself, getting the first down.
Little option play, and got to the corner, turned it up, and as I said, turned it into a nice gain.
Play fake on the inside, a little handoff to Kaler. They move the chains. The clock continues to tick down, under a minute in the first quarter, and we're tied at 8. Should we dare call it crazy 8? No. Play fake. Paul has got a man wide open. Not able to haul it in. Number 24, the intended receiver, Matt Lemmer, a senior. And Paul laid it out there, and Lemmer just couldn't track it down.
I know the receiver found himself wide open unbelievably, and just overthrown.
That's why they call it a game of inches, I guess, huh?
That's correct there.
So following the incompleted pass, 2nd and 10 for the Wildcat offense against the Redbird defense. An inside counter trying to get to the outside, number 12. And that's McAuliffe. McAuliffe, and I would think that he has the first down. They spot it at the 36-yard line, so another first down, ridden out of bounds on the play by number 13, Zuberbuehler. But McAuliffe gets the first down. 5'8", but he ran big on this one.
Little misdirection play coming back with the counter, and was able to get to the corner also and pick up the first down.
Good one-on-one stop that time by Zuberbuehler. Under half a minute left in the first quarter. Still on his feet, Jeremy Sins. And that should be, I'm going to guess, the last play of the first quarter as they peel the bodies apart. Doug McCarthy trying to get Scott Waiting to stay wide, I think, if I can read lips.
Right, he doesn't want him to get to the corner with Edgar's speed that they have in the backfield. Can't afford to give it to him.
That's the end of the first quarter of play, and the Division V state championship game. The score, Edgar 8, Darlington 8. This is the WIAA football championships. Boy, exciting first quarter, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 8-8. How much closer can you get than that?
Certainly, if you're the defensive coordinators of each of these clubs, you've got to try to figure out a way to stop the opposition's offense. Now, if you're the head coaches and you're running the offenses, you just keep things the way they're going, right?
Right. As a defensive coordinator, hey, you're going to start changing some things up to slow down the running game, and as an offensive coordinator, hey, just keep doing what you're doing.
Do you try to maybe load up at the line to try to string out some of the options, to bring in a few more defenders to maybe take away a few of their options if possible?
You want to give them a different look, give the quarterback a different look, that type of thing. Give the offensive line a different look, whether you change your defensive front, stunt a linebacker, whatever. Those types of things, just to cause some type of confusion up front.
There you see the head coach of the Edgar Wildcats, Jerry Sins. You might call it Sweet 16 for Jerry Sins as he tries to go for a state championship, his 16th year on the sidelines for the Wildcats. They won the then Division IV state championship in 1979 as they defeated Iowa Grant in the finals, trying to get another trophy for the case at Edgar High School.
He's been in the playoffs many times over the years since, and he's had a few disappointing losses in the playoffs, and I know as a team, they're down here, they want to win the big one for him.
Now, come on, be honest with me. It's always disappointing when you lose in the playoffs, right? You told me before you've had a couple that have gone right down to the wire that was decided in the waning seconds that could have gotten you here, so they're always disappointing.
I guess there's no lie about that.
2nd and 6 now for the Edgar offense. Inside, trying to go out to the outside, and the Darlington defense ran it down, and there was a late flag there. The ball carrier was Sins, and we'll have to wait for the referee's call to see why the penalty flag was thrown down. Face mask. And that's going to give Edgar's offense a 1st down and then some. Oh, yeah. Definitely got a piece of the action there. Good call by the officials. Now it's 1st and 10 for Edgar inside the 15. Kaler trying to squirt to the outside inside the 10. Down to about the 6-yard line. Hit there by Nick Zuberbuehler. Well, I like the way Zuberbuehler comes up. He makes a lot of good one-on-one tackles.
Excellent open field tackler, and saving touchdowns as he did there.
Kaler trying to go to the outside, almost stopped in the backfield by Eric Olson. But what Olson couldn't do, Zuberbuehler finished off. Sins, gang tackle, but not before he got the 1st down. So it's going to set up a 1st and goal to go for the Edgar offense. Sins is a load now. 6'1", 188 pounds, only a junior.
Yeah, he's got good size, and just on like the last play that he did run, they give it behind that huge offensive line, straight dive play, and hey, he's tough to bring down.
Well, that was a concern for Doug MacArthur, the head coach at Darlington, worrying about their size in the backfield and their speed, and we've seen that thus far. And it's a touchdown for Edgar, number 45, Jeremy Sins. So Kaler has a touchdown, Sins has a touchdown. I guess you might call them the 1-2 TD combination, and they're deadly.
Yeah, they're a nice pair to have back there. They're almost like bookends. I believe one goes right around 188, one goes 186, and coaches love that type of combination.
Don't have to put it up in the air too often when you've got 2,000-yard rushers. Once again, Edgar opting to go for the 2-point conversion. Still on his feet and stopped short. Luke Kaler, and he was hit on the play by number 41 for the Redbirds, Scott Wadick. Wadick doing a nice job of slowing him down, denying him the 2-point try. Here's a look at the 6-pointer again. Pretty basic football that time.
Just off tackle, and like I say, get behind that big offensive line and follow him into the end zone.
He ran right through the tackle try by Jason Hendrickson, but you give Sins a chance to get that machine and that motor running, it's going to be tough to deny him getting into the end zone from that short of a distance.
Right, with his size and strength, he keeps his feet going well, and at 2 yards out, it's tough to keep him out.
So there you see it. Edgar now regains the lead. They were on top 8-0. Darlington came right back. The touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Edgar coming right back themselves, and they have regained the upper hand at 14-8. We have 10:42 in the first half of play. There you see the scoring drive. Not bad. You keep the ball for 9 minutes.
Right. As his defensive coordinator from Darlington, we said it before, he's got to be scratching his head and trying to figure out something here to slow Edgar down.
Edgar set to tee it up, kick it off. And they try the fake reverse again. This time keeping it, though, is Wadick. Wadick still on his feet. across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. He faked it to Chelivold, and Wadig kept it this time, and a nice return for Scott Wadig.
He wanted to get to the wall, and with the fake, slowed down the Edgar pursuit, got there, and made a nice return out of it.
Well, both coaches showing no signs of playing conservative football thus far. They've each gone into their trick playbook, their exotics, if you will.
Well, when you get to the state tournament level, you've got to turn it up a notch, and a few of those things come right along with it.
Chelivold handoff. Not much running room this opportunity for Wadig. Ridden down on the play by number 63, Skripchak. Darlington coming in, having shut down its opponents in their last 2 playoff games, so they're not used to being in this position.
Right, they shut them out, and now they're playing a little catch-up ball.
2nd and 9. Chelivold gets some pressure, and he's going to be sacked, thrown for a loss. Leading the charge, the guy that made the previous tackle, Skripchak. Chelivold was retreating, and almost from the moment he was dropping back, he had the green and white defenders in his face.
Edgar defensive line just gets an excellent surge and swims over the top of people and through, and able to make the sack.
So now Darlington's offense faced with a huge chunk of yardage on their 3rd down conversion try. 3rd and 17. As we wind down under 9 minutes in the opening half. They're going to halfback option it. Wadig, and he's going to be stopped on the play. And would you believe it's Skripchak, a one-man wrecking crew. 3 consecutive plays. That's a hat trick, isn't it?
Well, wrong game, I think, but no, he just an excellent first move again. He's very quick and gets off the ball well, beats the offensive lineman, and is able to make the sack again.
He's got a nose for the football. So Darlington now will be forced to punt. They're kicking with the wind. And this opportunity, Olsen gets it off. A fumble. Trying to run around with it, McAuliffe. McAuliffe still on his feet. Finally ridden down on the play by number 75, Jason Hendrickson.
Got a late flag coming in here.
Illegal block against Edgar is the call. That'll push them deeper into their own territory. Clock is stopped after the penalty. 8:06 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Darlington now trying to stop the Edgar offense, and thus far they really haven't had much of an opportunity to stop them. Edgar has shown a lot of proficiency in running the ball thus far.
Edgar's offensive line just doing an excellent job coming off the ball and opening up some nice holes for their backs.
They're big too. Kotsky 6'2", 240, Stencil 6'1", 260, Stahl 6', 278. Paul throwing it out there, and they say that was a lateral.
It was a live ball, and Edgar Kaler wisely getting on it and taking it out of bounds.
Smart play by Kaler, the senior, realizing that. Paul got some pressure. I don't know if maybe it would have been wiser for him to keep it that opportunity rather than pitch it, because as he passed it back there, he was being tackled.
Right.
Coach Sins lost about 3 years in his life on that play, huh?
A few more gray hairs.
Or a few more fall out. 2nd down and 13 now for the Edgar offense. Quarterback option, and not many options that opportunity.
Now you're seeing Darlington's defense rise to the occasion and shut down the option play that they ran successfully before.
Brian McCoy making the stop. He has been Darlington's leading tackler this year on defense, coming in 109 hits. You ever had a chance to call Dan McEwen's name too much? Linebacker, 5'7", 167-pounder. Coach MacArthur told me they call him the Pit Bull.
5'7". He's got to be a tough one to play the middle.
Right over the middle there, you see him. Inside now, trying to get to the outside. And McAuliffe ridden down on the play by Cheliveau. Number 12 against number 12, and give the edge to Cheliveau as he stopped McAuliffe.
Misdirection play again. They ran earlier, had some success with it, come back with it again, and they said Darlington was ready for it this time.
Good pursuit, good one-on-one hit that time by Cheliveau.
Just an excellent open field tackle.
So Edgar now will punt it on 4th and 6. Cheliveau among those back deep for Darlington. And it's fumble, a muff. He's got to try to get it off, running for his life and throwing the ball, almost intercepted. That play had it all. Brian McGuire had the ball thrown to him right into his hands.
Well, if they do give him an incomplete pass, he probably saved themselves 10 yards. We'll see what the officials do.
Dahlke just flat out missed the snap. Now he's running for his life. Pursued by Hendrickson. Ooh, that's a 6-point plunge right there. McGuire hangs on.
They did give him the incomplete pass, and then whether you call that a wise decision or not, as it turned out it was, but making an interception and then it wasn't too wise.
That was a heads-up play, though, by Dahlke. I mean, you know, trying to get rid of the ball, but Darlington now comes out of it with excellent field position. Inside their 30, about the 28-yard line. Straight ahead, and it's Chris, and Chris might have 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8. Skripchak again, the ball carrier. I think we can just say he makes every stop from here on out. I mean, he's made every stop virtually so far.
He's active. Definitely a good one.
Coach Senn saying, run the ball at script. Just run it at script. He'll be there. 2nd and 8 now. Cheliveau, and there's a late flag in the field, and I think it's going to be a holding call. Guilty party inside the interior. Might have been Brian McCoy. He was pounding the turf after he got up on the play. And that, in fact, is the call against the offense. There's never been a good time for a holding call, has there?
Those are drive stoppers.
Unless it's against the defense.
There you go. But no, that really hurts the Darlington offense, although they'll still have excellent field position. Just moving it back that far on 2nd down, it really hurts.
From the point of the infraction, too, which sometimes if you're further back, that can hurt you even that much more, right?
Right. You get holding by a halfback or somebody in the backfield, and that moves it back farther.
So 10 yards on the penalty, setting up a 2nd and 17. Weaver in motion. And nowhere to go because Luke Kaler was in there. He just shot the gap almost and came in and made a nice stop.
What we were talking about earlier, getting a linebacker, firing a linebacker, that type of thing, and Edgar decided to do that at this point, and there Luke Kaler was right on top of it.
Boy, you dream about hits like that if you're a linebacker. He came in almost untouched. And the senior able to make the stop, and now Darlington, which had great field position at the outset of this drive, faced with a 3rd and 22, and there you see some of the problems they've had thus far, but credit Darlington for Edgar's defense with some of that. Cheliveau, play fake, looking to go downfield, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. Nice throw, nice grab by Scott Wadig. Big 3rd down conversion on 3rd and 22.
I know Coach MacArthur going into the game said that when Chelver puts the ball up in the air, he is accurate with it, and good things happen, and he showed it there. There was a host of Edgar defenders around the play, and he threads the needle and turns it into a first down.
Boy, oh boy, great execution. Good time, set up, through a spiral, and Waitig went up high and pulled it down. Almost triple coverage by the time everybody finished off the play. Edgar now has called for a timeout.
Give Waitig a lot of credit for the reception also. He got up there and, like I say, amongst the almost triple coverage and just made a nice grab out of the play.
4:23 in the second quarter. This is the WIAA Football Championship. Boy, oh boy, you want to talk about a big plays. If Darlington can convert in terms of a score on this drive, that's got to be the key play.
That definitely is. As we said before, Chelvo just making a nice throw on the play, and Wettig going up and making the grab, converting on that long a yardage. I know the Edgar defense has to be really disappointed, but credit the Darlington offense and those two young gentlemen.
There you see head coach Douglas MacArthur right in the huddle with his ball club, and here's the third down conversion that's gotten his offense down inside the 10-yard line. Shellevold to Waitig, a picture-perfect pass and catch. First and goal to goal now for Darlington's offense. They trail 14-8. Inside, and Chris stood up. Hit on the play by Knetter and Skripchak.
Fullback dive again. The center of the Edgar defense is stiffening up now and stuffing that play that they've had some success with earlier.
There you see the Edgar head coach, Jerry Sins. So now it is second and goal to go. No gain on the play. Maybe time for another exotic play. Inside, Chris. He advances the ball down to the 5-yard line. Number 63, Skripchak. They might have to retire his number by the time he leaves Edgar High School.
Playing a whale of a football game on defense so far.
He might lead the country in tackles today. Coach MacArthur saying, can we get 63 out of the game for one play? We might have a chance. Third and goal from the 5-yard line. Really, 2 downs here. I don't think they'll be going for any field goals.
No, you want to look at it as a 2-down series here to get it in the end zone.
Chellevold going to keep it himself. Inside the 3. Spins. Might have gotten to the 2-yard line. Sets up a 4th and goal. They spot it just shy of the 2-yard line. I think that was an all-running play for Chellevold, simply quarterback option. And Darlington will call for a timeout. Second of the half. There you see 2:36 in the opening half. Edgar on top of Darlington, 14-8. Darlington trying to get the equalizing touchdown.
This is where you look at your play card and you decide, hey, what do we have that gets us 3 yards at best, and asking his players just who do they think they can handle the easiest, that type of thing. As a coach, I know that that's what we look for. And then, like I say, calling that one best play to get it in the end zone. And certainly a reminder, this is the odd day, day 1 of the 16th state football championships. Later on Friday afternoon, Division III, Jefferson unbeaten at 12-0, going up against once beaten Spooner at 11 up and 1 down. And that one kicks off at 3 o'clock. And then later this evening, Division I title tilt between once beaten Appleton West at 11-1, unbeaten Kenosha Trimper. That one kicking off at 7 o'clock.
Here we go. 4th and goal to go for the 2-yard line. Darlington's offense against Edgar's defense. What's the play from Doug MacArthur? Cheleveau, touchdown. Doug Cheleveau. The hole was there, and Cheleveau filled it.
Again, running the option play, giving himself an option to look for the hole. Cheleveau putting it in the end zone himself. If it wasn't there, you would have seen the pitch and give one of his halfbacks a chance to get in the end zone. But he elected to take the hole and does a fine job putting it in.
Now that Darlington has tied it, they have to go for the 1-point conversion. The kicker is Matt Tischer. He's been pretty effective, and he is only a freshman. Snap is good. And so is the kick. So Darlington with its first lead of the ball game on top of Edgar, 15-14, following the point after by Mike Tischer. Here is what tied the contest. Cheleveau fakes the inside handoff, and boy, that was plenty of open field there, huh?
Yeah, not too tough a decision. Like I say, from 3 yards out, hey, if you can see the end zone and you got a player like Cheleveau, hey, he'll put it in the end zone for you.
So Darlington with its first lead of the ball game, and we still got 2:32 left in this first half. The way we've gone, the teams have moved up and down the field so far. No lead is a safe lead.
No, not at this point. Edgar's offense, Darlington the last time out was able to stop them, but we've seen them move up and down the field here the first half, and don't count them out with 2:32 to go.
There you see the drive. Nice time-consuming drive. 8 minutes, 10 seconds, covering 37 yards. The big play, of course, 3rd and 22. The pass, Cheleveau to Waidig. Olsen kicking it off. The ball is loose down on the field. And that's McCullough. Pass to 30. Trying to jitterbug along the sideline. Finally goes out of bounds.
Darlington electing to kick the ball on the ground to keep it away from Kaler and Sims deep, and works fairly effective.
Two minutes, 25 seconds to go on the first half of play. Edgar now trying to regain the upper hand. They led 8-zip, and then 14-8. Now they trail 15-14. A classic seesaw contest here for the Division V championship. Trying to get to the outside, and then finally stood up Luke Kaler. A host of black jerseys leading the charge. Brian McCoy. Good pursuit.
Darlington's defense, they're showing what got them here the last 3 games, their last 3 playoff games at the head. They're shutouts, and now they're rising to the occasion and shutting down the offense by Edgar.
4-yard gain on the play by Kaler. 2nd and 6 for Forrest Paul, the junior quarterback of the Wildcats. Play fake to Kaler. Pass, and in and out of the hands. Intended receiver, number 86, Chris Kronig. It was there.
Had him open and off the hands.
So it's 3rd and 6. If you're Darlington's defense, you might like to try to come up with a big play stop here. You might have a chance to punch it in before the end of the half.
Try and get some type of score out of it.
Pitch back to Sims, and Sims tried to cut it back, but he's denied. Now, if you're Darlington, do you want to try to burn the timeout and stop the clock?
Appears that's what they're doing. The clock is being stopped.
Darlington using up its last timeout of the half.
Got a couple different options they can do here. Go after the punt, try and block it, or set up some type of return and see if they can get good field position out of it to try and put a score on before halftime.
Well, certainly Cheleveau has shown you that he can throw the ball, so that's an element that if you choose to go for a return, that he has the ability to throw the ball down the field. And as you go through that decision-making process, if you're Doug MacArthur, you keep that in the back of your mind and say, hey, if we are at the 30 or 40-yard line, we know that Doug Chelevo can throw it downfield.
Right. He's been accurate, and they've had success doing it throughout the year this year with him. Like I say, they want to do something here with the last minute and 36 seconds to try and get something on the board before halftime.
And, of course, if you're Jerry Sins, you're talking about good concentration here and execution.
Right. They don't want to have a mishandled snap like the last time and give them better field position yet.
Russell Dahlke, the punter. He is a junior. And he had problems on the last punt opportunity. Short snap. They're going to run for it. And there is a flag in there. Now we have to wait for the all-important call by the referee. They have the first down. Good play, excellent play by Coach Sins. Good call. But it's up to the referee to nullify it or say that it's good. Perhaps an illegal block.
Could be a holding call, which we're going to get.
Yeah, that's a few more hairs that Coach Sins will lose.
There you go. Gutsy call on his part. They had enough for the first down, but the holding call is going to nullify it.
Well, now Darlington is out of timeout. Now it's 4th and 10. And it almost appeared as though that hold was downfield, too, which really makes it even more of a costly play because they had the first down. Good execution on the snap and the punt. And a fair catch called for and made by Chelevo on the retreat. And they'll spot it at the 36-yard line. So 74 yards away from pay dirt, the Darlington offense trots out onto the field.
Don't believe Darlington has any timeouts left. And now we're going to find out if Chelberg can hit his receivers on the sidelines or on the deep route and move them in for a score.
Chelevo and Wadig hooked up their last drive. Let's see if that same combination will attempt to click again. Neither team has shown any kind of conservatism in regards to play call. Don't expect that now. Inside handoff to number 44. Or check that 41, Wadig. Wadig gets up a little hobble there.
A little confusion on Darlington's part whether they wanted to go over the ball and run the next play. They're going to take the time and call it in the huddle.
I think they might be content to let the clock expire at this point.
With no timeouts and that far away, this is probably true.
Darlington has the ball and the lead at 15-14. Excellent first half of play. Chelevo, and he was out of options, still on his feet, and he is sacked on the play. You know who made it? Skripchak. All world this afternoon.
Having a whale of a ball game.
Skripchak with his 89th tackle of the game. He's had an excellent first half of play, and that is going to be the final play of the first half. And it's been a good one, as the score would indicate. After the first 2 quarters of play, Darlington heads into the locker room, the defending state champions, with a 15-14 lead over Edgar. This is the WIAA Football Championships.
Play, Sam. Play as time goes by.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental thing.
And now, Aunt Ethel, I'd like you to meet Harvey.
Oh, Harvey is a rabbit. A big white rabbit.
He's looking at you, kid. Here is to crime. It is a doornail.
High society, high society, high society.
The future of your planet is at stake.
Matthew, Rada, Nick Toe.
You picked your favorites in Marquee Theater's Pick Flicks contest. Now we play them again every Saturday afternoon at 4 on Wisconsin Public Television. A spaceman lands in Washington, D.C. with a warning for Earth's people in the day the Earth stood still. You are watching Wisconsin Public Television on WHA-TV, Madison. Presentation of WIAA High School Championship Football is made possible in part by Beatrice Cheese with plants in Mayville and Seymour, Wisconsin, and Armour Dairy in Monroe, Wisconsin.
The 1991 Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association's football championships are made possible in part by a grant from the Wisconsin Cable Communications Association, Cable TV, a part of the good life in Wisconsin.
The teams have moved back out onto the field. We're moments away from the start of the second half between Edgar and Darlington. And Darlington, as you see, on top 15-14. The Redbirds trying to gun down their second straight state championship, and they're but 24 minutes away. But, boy, that's a long 24 minutes if you're Darlington's head coach, Doug MacArthur.
With a 15-14 lead, you might as well call it 0-0. And like you say, that's a long 24 minutes. As we've seen in the first half, a lot of things can happen.
You know, I'm really impressed, not only the way the crispness of the first half, because I thought both teams really didn't show any kind of championship-type jitters, but great fan support down there as well. I mean, both of these communities have turned out. Edgar certainly a lot further away from Madison than Darlington, but both communities showing strong support for their football teams.
You get a team into the state championship game, I don't think it matters anywhere in the state of Wisconsin, and the fan support's going to be excellent, and it is for both teams here today.
There you get a glimpse at some of the fans that have turned out this afternoon, and we're set just about to tee it up for half number 2. The team's out on the field doing some last-minute warm-ups. They've been in the warmth of the locker rooms at Camp Randall Stadium. There you see some of the fans, and I tell you what, I thought we were going to have to use some fog lights to get this game when they teed it up at about 11 o'clock this morning, but fortunately, I won't say the fog has burned off. It has been blown off, but it's an overcast, gray day, but really ideal football weather as opposed to, I believe it was about 5 years ago in '86 when Monroe was here, and they had to move the game from a Friday night or a Saturday night to a Monday night because it was just that cold.
Yeah, back the game you're talking about, it did have to be postponed and then played at a later the following week, and I don't think we're going to run into that situation here today at all.
And let's hope that will be the case again on Saturday for the even division games. Division 2, 4, and 6. And those games on Saturday in Division 6, the breakfast at the stadium will be offered by Highland against Shell Lake in a battle of unbeatens. In Division 4, Mayville at 3 o'clock against Stanley Boyd. And then in Division 2, another champion coming back to defend its gold trophy, the unbeaten Monroe Cheesemakers against Seymour. But right now, we're set for the start of the second half between the green team, the green machine, if you will, the Edgar Wildcats against the Redbirds of Darlington. There you see the respective the captains of each squad there is Edgar will be on the receive team as we kick it off here. Edgar just barely missed on a chance of being here a year ago. They lost just one game in 1990, and that was a nail-biter of 24-23, and their first regular season defeat in over 40 games. And Jerry Sins told me that his ball club had 6 fumbles in that game, so you got to believe that was probably the reason why they lost it. And as it was, they only lost 24-23.
And that was a disappointing loss for Coach Sins. I know he felt he had an excellent football team, which they proved the rest of the season. They ended up in a 3-way tie for their conference championship, and they were eliminated by their tie-breaking procedure.
There you see Jerry Sins You see the man that will handle the kickoff chores for Darlington, number 76, Eric Olson. Back deep, 44 and 45, the backfield tandem for the Wildcats, Kaler and Sins.
Earlier, Darlington kept it on the ground, kicked it on the ground, and tried to keep it away from Sins and Kaler. We'll see if they do the same this time around.
Olson awaiting the signal from the referee. And we are waiting for that same signal as well. He's looking. I think he can go with it if he wants to. Referees huddle at about the 28-yard line, saying, where are we going to meet for after the game now? Okay, all right. We got it. Okay, that's good. Now, how do you get there again? There they are. Where are my Mickey Mouse ears? He says, where are they? I left them at home. He's going to go over and talk to Doug MacArthur now. Isn't it great, the business of communication, and oftentimes, more often than not, you can't communicate, right? Now I think we are set. Take two. The kickoff. Olson trying to go deep to either Kaler or Sins. Good kick up and through the legs of McAuliffe. Picked up and running with it is Kaler. Kaler, and he was smacked. Hit hard on the play by Nick Reuter.
Reuter makes a nice tackle on a load, Kaler being 188 pounds, and he takes him on straight on and drops him in his tracks.
You saw a couple of affectionate head slaps to Ryan McGuire. They're teammates. They can do that. First and 10 now for the Wildcats from their own 31-yard line. They trail 15-14. Inside, and a good stick on the play by Dan McEwen. Finally, the pit bull. All 5'7" of him. Now he's standing up. Look at this little guy. What a fire plug he is.
You know he's got to be that at 5'7", 167 pounds, playing in the middle of the Darlington defense. They're known for their linebackers, and he's got to be a tough one.
Well, he must like sevens. He's 5'7", 167, and he wears 67. No gain on the play. And again, the Darlington defense, well, they've made some early adjustments thus far that we've seen.
Just what we were talking about at halftime here. Which team can adjust and come out on that first series and either on offense move the ball, or on defense hold the other team and make them turn the ball over in 3 downs. And thus far, Darlington's rising to that occasion.
McGuire leading the charge for the black-shirted Redbirds. There you see their head coach, Doug MacArthur. Edgar's offense trying to move it, pitch back, and not a lot of running room. This time making the stop, number 76, Eric Olson. And Sims was almost stopped in his tracks.
Excellent pursuit by the whole Darlington defense. You count a number of black shirts over there getting in on the tackle.
That's about as good as you can do it on defense for 3 straight plays. Back deep, the punt is Russell Dalkey. Waitig and Chelovo deep for the Redbirds, and it's blocked. Loose ball, and it squibs out of bounds. So Darlington with their second opportunity on the punt game.
I believe Ryan McGuire comes right up the middle. One of the boys from Edgar not sustaining his block long enough, and McGuire able to block the punt.
Boy, those special teams, I know from having done work with Barry Alvarez, he feels that's 1/3 of a victory plan, and you see why right there on the block punt.
I think all your successful coaches approach the game that way. They're the kicking games where the big play can take place, and you've just seen one of them.
So 1st and 10 for Darlington's offense. Chris, the ball carrier, and he got up to maybe the 20-yard line, pickup of about 2. Phillips led the charge for Edgar's defense. Second down and 7 to go for the Darlington Redbirds, trying to add to their lead. Inside handoff. Chris still on his feet across the 15-yard line. Good job of Chris keeping those legs turning, refusing to be brought down.
Does an excellent job of keeping his legs going. As I said, just refuses to go down and gets that extra yard or 2.
Third down and 3 now for the Darlington offense, and you got to believe they've almost got 2 downs to convert here. Chilavold on the option, and he is stopped. Good defensive play by Edgar. Making the stop, number 52 on the play, Gary Streveler, senior. And Darlington going to go for it again. Might have even lost about a half yard on that one after the stick by Streveler.
Streveler from his outside linebacker position, stringing it out and then making the tackle on the quarterback.
4th down and 2. Now it depends on the all-important spot.
Right foot, left foot.
Chris was the ball carrier. I'm going to guess he got it, but the referee is going to make the official call and make the measurement. Now, I'll tell you what, it's been a very opportunistic game thus far for Doug MacArthur's team.
When opportunity knocks, you got to take advantage of it. We'll see if they can here, if they do get the first down.
Waitig was the ball carrier. He got it by about a football and a half, and it was a second effort that got him the first down.
So you got to give him credit. He made the first down on his second effort, keeping his legs going and dragging a couple of people with him.
There you see the Darlington backers, and they're outnumbered. Darlington resembles a ghost town right now, I think.
Probably could drive down Main Street and not see anybody.
Not run into anybody either. They spotted at the 12-yard line, trying to take advantage of a blocked punt. Chilavold, and he ran right into a host of Edgar defenders. Leading the charge, Luke Kaler. Kaler took charge of the Chilavold options. He gave him no options, really. He got right in his face.
Kaler, just from his linebacker position, he's showing his athletic ability and getting to the corner, meeting the quarterback.
He just kind of moved down the line and saw an opening there, and the opening was where Chilavold was trying to go, and the two met and give the edge to Kaler. 2nd and 9 now for Darlington's offense. Play fake. Chilavold going to tuck it under inside the 10. Spins down to maybe the 6-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd and about 3, maybe a short 4. Zuberbuehler checking in with a play from the sideline. And there is an equipment problem by Chilavold on his helmet. Now, what is the ruling? Otherwise, you do get flagged for a penalty. You have to have your chin strap snapped, and you've got to have the mouthpiece in your mouth, correct?
That's correct. More than likely, they're using a 4-point hookup system. They are on their helmets, and all 4 straps have to be. He can't even have one loose. You see the pros in college or at least the pros, they'll have one loose, and they will not flag that. In high school, they will flag it if even one's unhooked.
We're talking safety, and it's a very good rule for the high school level, I believe.
That's correct.
15-14, you want to talk about key plays? Perhaps the next two, 3rd and 5 for the Darlington offense. Throwing, and it's intercepted, and there's a lot of turf ahead. Ridden out of bounds on the play by Matt Crisp, but the interception by number 65, Phillips. Bob Phillips with a big interception.
Dropping from his linebacker, he read the quick slant that Darlington was running, and was right in the picture.
I'm not sure Chellerville ever saw him. The intended receiver was Zuberbuehler, and Phillips did a nice job of carrying the ball after he made the interception.
Linebacker's dream. He's just hoping he could have went the 90 yards for the touchdown.
Wow, I mean, and he had some open turf in front of him. Big play for the Edgar defense. Pitch back, and conversely, another nice play by the Darlington defense. There is a late flag on the play after he was stopped, and the preliminary signal, at least from what we saw the Darlington sideline, would be against Edgar. Illegal block.
Edgar trying to run their quick pitch, trying to utilize their speed to the outside. I believe one of their outside people, whether the cornerback turned and he got called for the clip. That's a big one, and it hurts to start in that kind of hole.
You see the numbers on Sullivan. I don't know that he's at 34 attempts yet.
Different game than we've seen.
Trying to get some running room and slowing down the play for Darlington was Whitford, and he slowed him down enough for the pit bull, McEwen, to come in and finish him off with some help. So credit Whitford with the initial stop.
Yeah, Whitford slowing him down, and the rest of the pursuit getting there and holding him to not much of a gain.
Well, at least the adjustments that were made at the halftime thus far by the Darlington defense have paid off in dividends. Edgar's offense has really gone nowhere. They're faced now with a 2nd and 21. Of course, the big setback, the clipping penalty. Play fake, ball, looking to air it out over the middle, and he finds the receiver. Good coverage, and he threw into a lot of coverage, no less, making the reception, number 86, Chris Croning. Even after that play, Edgar now faced with a 3rd and 10. Is going to go deep on the halfback option, going into a crowd, threw into double coverage, and Darlington did a good job of reading the play.
Darlington's defense smelt that from the start. Had double coverage on the intended receiver and not too much of a chance for success.
Croning, the intended receiver, and good coverage downfield. McAuliffe on the halfback option, and now here comes the Edgar punter. And Dalkey has had some problems. And it's blocked again. And it's fumbled, picked up. It's Eric Olson.
McGuire performing the same thing he did before, coming straight up the middle, and again, Edgar's blocking, not sustaining long enough to allow the punt to get off.
I don't know that I've ever seen a game where a guy's had 2 block punts, and then he almost caught it. Wow. What a play by McGuire. Have you ever seen that?
That's the coach's nightmare as far as Coach Sins is concerned.
And inside down to the 1-yard line, waiting. You know, I think, if anything, Dahlke has taken his too much time trying to punt the ball.
Yeah, he is getting off somewhat slow, and just a combination of that and, hey, McGuire's determination. He's just a one-man wrecking crew on the punt right now, and hey, he's making it happen.
Well, McGuire on defense for Darlington has been what Stripjock has been to Edgar's defense. He's been in there a lot of plays in two situations, key situations, where they block punts. 2nd and goal to go from the 1-yard line. And it's a touchdown. Scott Wadick bucking in from across the 1-yard line, and Darlington, the defending state champions, trying to add to their lead, and they do so.
Capitalizing on the mistake.
Puts the defense in a tough hole there. 1st and goal, and you're asking to try to turn them away, and Darlington's got a very good offense. In to attempt his 2nd point after, Mike Tischer, 1 of 1 thus far. Make it 2 of 2. The freshman converts, and Darlington now leading Edgar by a count of 22 to 14. This is the WIAA Football Championships. You said the key word, I think, there was capitalizer, and Darlington has done what they had to do, 2 block punts, and had they been able to capitalize on the first one in this, the 3rd quarter, they'd really put Edgar in a deep hole.
That's true. You got to give Edgar's defense a lot of credit on the first one to hold him out of the end zone and then turn around and have to do it again, only this time the ball at the 3-yard line, they just could not do it.
You see the count. Darlington on top of Edgar, 22-14, and Darlington's defense at the outset of this, the 3rd quarter, has really created some problems for the Edgar offense. Now, as the chess match moves back and forth, it'll be interesting to see if Jerry Sins changes up some things offensively, maybe to try to open it up a little bit more to get away from some of that Darlington pursuit.
They may change up a few things on offense here. They've been just running their basic sweeps and their dives. Maybe they'll open it up a little bit as a coach. 22-14, 2 minutes 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. You're not going to get excited. You're not going to lose your composure. You want to do the things that got you here in not giving Darlington another chance to capitalize.
Matt Limmer on the kickoff return, advancing the ball to about the 27-yard line before he was in contact with the sideline. 2:48 in the 3rd quarter. Darlington has the lead. They're trying to string back-to-back championships in Division 5 here. This is the odd day. Next on the slate, the Division 3 tilt. Later this afternoon, Jefferson against Spooner. Ball calling his own number. He gets to about the 30-yard line before he is hit on the play by Brad Steiner. Four-yard pickup for Paul. The play has been sent in. Edgar faced with a 2nd and 6. Still on his feet, number 45, Jeremy Sins. And Sins has enough for a 1st down.
One of Edgar's bread and butter plays, a off tackle, 2nd man through, give the ball to Sins, and as I said before, they're not going to get real excited. They're not down by that much, and they're not going to go away from everything that got them here.
Touchdown and a 2-point conversion, which they've already done thus far this afternoon. So like you say, certainly not time to panic. And they are unbeaten too, but then their defense has not been scored upon for the most part the way that Darlington has been able to move the ball. Good pursuit. I believe it was Steiner again. Yes. Steiner along with Brian McCoy. 3-yard pickup for the Wildcats. from their own 42-yard line. Edgar has been pinned in their own territory for this entire time. Good running room. Nice job of staying on his feet. Luke Kaler. Kaler stretched for the necessary yardage for the first down. And they spot it right at the midfield marker at the 50-yard line.
Keeps his feet going well after contact and sheds a couple of tacklers. Picks up the first down. Just a nice run by Luke Kaler.
He ran away from Ryan McGuire. McGuire bumped heads with him right at the point of attack. Which McGuire didn't know what to do. He wasn't trying to block a punt, you know. Well, I'll let him go. Now trying to get to the outside, Sins. Sins ridden to the turf on the play by Chelovo.
See Sins coming wide and shows a nice move. He right at the last minute lowers his shoulder and is not going to get tackled. He wants to get that extra 1 or 2 yards.
Pretty good hit by Chelovo.
Heck of a hit by a quarterback coming up.
2nd and 4 following the 6-yard pickup by Sins. Inside running room for Kaler. And here's the 1-2 combination that got Edgar to this juncture. Kaler and Sins, Sins and Kaler. And that should be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Again, Edgar going back to what got him here. Going from Sins to Kaler and letting them do the work behind that offensive line.
Officials time. One of the men down that's spotting the ball, tying his shoelace.
Equipment timeout.
Well, I spoke too soon because of the delay here. I thought that was going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Guess what? Last play of the 3rd quarter. Oh, my. The pit bull, Dan McEwen, was in the backfield quicker than the ball carrier. McEwen led the charge. Good things do, in fact, come in small packages. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Darlington on top of Edgar in this, the Division V championship game. 22-14. This is the WIAA football championship. There you see some of the appreciative partisan fans from the Darlington area supporting their Redbirds, and they've got to be pleased with the way things are going thus far, but they still got 12 minutes to go.
Got 12 minutes, and you got a tough opponent from Edgar. Anything can happen in those 12 minutes.
Edgar, of course, trying to piece together a drive. This is their 3rd possession in this, the 2nd half. Their first 2 possessions resulted up in block punts, and on the 2nd block punt by McGuire, they were able to convert and get the touchdown. That's where they find themselves right now, the short end of a 22-14 stick.
From a coach's standpoint, Edgar's sideline, you say we made 2 mistakes, we gave them a score, we dodged 1 bullet. Hey, let's get back to our basics and put a score on the board ourselves and make it an even ball game again.
12 minutes left in the Division V championship tilt between the unbeaten Wildcats of Edgar against the Darlington Redbirds, coming in at 10-2. 2nd down and 12, thanks to the big 2-yard loss by Dan McEwen. You almost call McEwen the ball carrier in that play because he was right there. Not much running room for Sins, and ridden to the turf by Steiner. Gain of about 5 on the play, sets up a 3rd and 7. And I almost got to believe that it's 2-down territory.
That's one of those gray areas. You see what happens on this next play, and if you're close, hey, maybe you go after it if you want to try and put them in a hole.
Little counter, and stood up on the play. by Brian McCoy, and McCoy really lowered the shoulder pad into Kaler and made a good stick.
Just an excellent tackle to stop him in his tracks like that. Kaler, being the ball carrier that he is, just a nice tackle.
Edgar wants a timeout. So with 11:02 in the fourth quarter, this is the WIAA Football Championships. Well, from what we've seen, Coach Jerry Senz moved out to the field to talk to his charges. Got to believe that maybe he's thinking about going for it.
Yeah, 29-yard line going in. You're down by 8 points in the state championship game. If Darlington does stop them, they've still got a long ways to go for a touchdown, so you got to take a crack at it here.
And you keep in mind they've had their last 2 punts blocked, too.
That's correct, and with that in mind, hey, we might as well take the shot after the first down.
There you see Coach Senz in the middle of a huddle there talking to his young men. One of the assistant coaches for Doug MacArthur saying, watch out for the weak side. Now, you talk about key plays. Here it is, 4th down and 6 for the Edgar offense against the Darlington defense. Here comes a blitz. And the ball was underthrown, and it's an incompleted pass. Wadig almost came up with an interception. Paul couldn't get much on the ball. The rush coming in on him, and he's disappointed as the Edgar offense goes to the sideline and the Darlington defense goes to their sideline, greeted by some cheers.
Had a little pressure in his face and just wasn't able to throw it to where he wanted to, and disappointed in the throw himself.
So the Darlington defense did what it had to do to stop the Edgar offense, and now the Redbird offense out on the field at the 30-yard line. Reading his block, staying on his feet. Nice job of running by Wadig. See why he gained almost 1,400 yards. He does a nice job of reading his blocks, and he gets up a little gimpy there. Little hitch in his giddy-up, as they say, huh?
There you go. Along with reading his blocks, well, he keeps his feet going well, too, and is able to have a couple tacklers bounce off him and pick up the extra yardage.
You know, it's the last game of the season you're playing for all the marbles. You tend to overlook injuries or bumps and bruises, if you will. And there was some movement in the line. Now, was there contact made in the old neutral zone? The flags have flown.
We had a little movement by the offensive line of Darlington also, and the officials called the movement.
One of the Edgar defenders moved, and I think that might have broken the concentration of the offensive lineman from Darlington, caused them to move out of the set position, and thus resulting in a 5-yard penalty against Darlington. So it's 2nd and 10. Oops. Forgot the snap count. Chelavole on the option, pitch back. Dangerous pitch back. In on the play, helping to make the stop was Knetter, and he was he was draped over Chelavole.
Yeah, he made a dangerous pitch there when you're being tackled, almost wrapped up. He got the pitch off, and Wettig was able to handle it. But those are the type that give coaches gray hair also.
Knetter was wrapping up Chelavole and forced the almost errant pitch to Wadig. So 3rd down and 11. Big play now for Edgar's defense to try to keep the Darlington offense bottled up. Inside handoff to Wadig, and Wadig will be stopped short. So the punt team will trot out onto the field now for Darlington. Filtz on the stop. Well, Edgar should come out of this with pretty good field position.
Yeah, they have been setting up returns and walling one side or the other. We'll see if they do that. They may put a little pressure on. You can see they're lining up to put some pressure on the punters.
Good snap. Kick is up. It's a high kick. And it takes an Edgar bounce, and it hits the back of one of the Edgar players. And Darlington, I do believe, has made the recovery.
One of those plays where the boy from Edgar, he's setting a block. He doesn't realize where the punt is, and the ball took a funny bounce. You put points on that ball like that, it's bouncing around, and he doesn't realize it. And, hey, Darlington gets a big break out of the play.
3 times they've had something bad happen on a punt. 2 times it's been blocked, and now Darlington punts, and the ball bounces the wrong way to one of their own players, and Darlington gets the ball back. Still staying on his feet is Wadig, finally ridden down on the play by Sins. Doug MacArthur must have that 4-leaf clover in his pocket today, huh?
Well, they've been on a roll and trying to take advantage of those opportunities.
See Jerry Sins, and he's got an Excedrin headache number 29 right now because he's trying to figure out a way his ball club can get the ball back and without turning the ball over. Little inside counter move. The ball carrier is Wadig, a little double handoff. And Wadig was the second, actually the third man to take the ball.
Inside reverse out of their wing T offense, and good misdirection play against Edgar. Edgar's a quick flowing team, and those types of plays can slow them down.
Keep them guessing as well. Approaching the half-minute mark of quarter number 4, Darlington with the ball and the lead at 22-14. Televold to Wadig. Wadig was hit initially. Making the stop to slow him down was Kaler. And what Kaler didn't get, finishing him off, was number 52 on the play, Streveler.
Kaler from his inside linebacker position running a stunt, and those are the things Edgar's going to have to start doing to slow Darlington down here.
Pretty good job of Wadig to stay on his feet, too.
Yeah, he shed the tackle, but the pursuit of Edgar was there and was able to bring him down.
4th down and 4. Darlington showing punt. Olsen back in. Olsen got some pressure. Nice punt. Calling for and making the fair catch was Rasmussen. I think he'd like to have that one over again.
Yeah, I think he would too. He looked up after he made the fair catch, and he didn't see a real lot of pursuit, and
he didn't see anybody. But in a situation like that, where you've had some problems with turnovers here in the second half, better to be safe than sorry, right?
Right.
At least that's what he told the coach when he went over to the sideline.
I don't think the coach bought it.
So the Edgar offense, 88 yards from pay dirt, and perhaps tying this one up. Pitch back. And Darlington's defense has really done a nice job this half. Hendrickson making the stop, and really they have had little or no running room almost this entire half.
Going into the game, I know Coach MacArthur was concerned about Edgar's speed, and especially getting to the outside. I would imagine they've rehearsed that play many a times here in the last couple of days, and Darlington doing just an excellent job.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball, and it was deflected and in and out of the hands of Jeremy Sins. It was deflected, and that might have broken the concentration of Sins, and then he had to kind of dip down to try to pluck it off, and those factors made it a difficult ball to hang on to. 3rd and 10 now for the Wildcats. Ball, play fake, and he got away from the sack, and it's going to be intercepted by Wadig. Wadig is down. Wadig had nothing but green turf in front of him, but the ball touched the turf after he plucked off the interception.
Scott Wadig from his outside linebacker position making the drop. He knew the receiver was there, and he was just sitting waiting for it.
Well, Wadig has done it at both ends, both offensively and defensively this afternoon, and makes a big play anticipating the pass, stepping up in front of the receiver and picking it up. The reason why I was down, watch the ball touch the turf here as he turns it upfield. He runs away from him, and then the ball touches, and his knee touches. Oh, a leveler by Kaler in on Cheliveau. No quitting these Wildcats. They're trying to come up with some sort of a takeaway here. Time not their ally. 4.5 minutes and counting.
Again, Kaler coming from his middle linebacker position, just shooting a gap and trying to make something big happen here, at least take Darlington out of even field goal range so they get one more shot at it.
Loss of 2 on the play. Darlington quickly getting back to the line. And I think that clock in the head of Cheliveau was ticking down and decided that he better use a timeout. You don't want to cost yourself by taking too much time to run the play with only 4:09 left in the ball game, and more importantly, you don't want to penalize your team 5 yards if you don't have to.
Right. They're in that position, as I say, they're in the middle of the field. Maybe they don't get a touchdown, but they're in a position to kick a field goal and put it out of reach, making Edgar score 2 more times with 4 minutes to go, making it next to impossible.
Well, you mentioned the word field goal, and should Tischer be doing that, he would be kicking into a win. And that's certainly a factor for Coach Doug MacArthur to consider. These guys are no strangers here. They won it last year in 1990, and then they also won the Division V title in '87 by defeating Florence. Neither is that man. His ball club has also won it all. They won it in '79. At that time, they were in Division IV. You're telling me the way that a lot of schools that are kind of on the bubble, it's almost right up until the start of the school years to when they determine which division you're going to play in, right?
Yeah, really, you don't determine the division until the last game is played. Everybody across the state has to play that last game, and on Friday morning, if everybody's able to play on Thursday, you get a phone call to find out where you're at.
That's what makes it fun. You've been kind of scouting some guys down, and Cheliveau never had a chance. The green wave engulfed him, and leading the charge was number 52, Streveler. Well, that's going to change your options. 3rd down and 17. Looked like Cheliveau was, I'm going to guess, maybe pass it. He never had a chance.
Hard to say. Edgar defense was just teeing off. They were told us here, hey, we can't give up a field goal at this point if we want a chance to win the game, and so they're just coming hard.
Well, 3rd and 17. If you're Doug MacArthur, do you keep it on the ground here?
We'll find out. How about that for getting out of it?
Spoken like a true coach. He didn't say anything. They keep it on the ground to use the clock, and the clock is certainly an ally for Darlington. 3:13 and counting. Darlington on top, 22-14, and it's 4th down and 15. And I got to believe they're really out of the field goal range of Tischer, especially when you can take into account the wind.
Darlington going to take as much time off the clock here. If they don't get the first down, hang your hat on the defense and let them go out and win it for you.
Under 2:45 and counting. Waiting, trying to get to the outside. Fumble. The ball is loose. And who got it? Picked up on the play by number 45, Jeremy Sins. That's the break that Edgar was looking for.
Edgar's got their opportunity. They got to go 70 yards in 2 minutes, 38 seconds. We'll see what happens.
Streveler made the hit. Pitch back, halfback option, going deep is Sins, and it's picked off. Making the interception, Zuberbuehler, and that might do it.
That may be the nail in the coffin, although you got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Zuberbuehler back there sitting back, had it read well, and the ball not really throwing well. It's hung up in the air and makes a nice interception on the play.
Sins was trying to put that little extra on that pass. And, you know, if he throws it there, I think that certainly downfield, his backfield mate Kaler was down there. He had a step on the defender.
Yeah, he'd had an opportunity to catch it.
Takeaway giveaway now. Darlington back on offense. You see Wade had got both arms around the ball this opportunity.
Not going to leave go at this point.
Edgar wants and will take a timeout. 2:09 left in the Division V championship game. Just 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Not a lot of time, but it seemed like an eternity for the two head coaches as Edgar tries to somehow come up with a miracle and Darlington tries to hang on for back-to-back state championships. And I bet you that if you went to Coach MacArthur back in August when they started practice, would you believe you'd be in Camp Randall Stadium for the Division V title on November 15th?
He would have probably looked at you and said, why even ask such a silly question? They're losing 19 starters off their team from last year and coming back. He's just done a whale of a job, and the kids themselves, they've got to be proud of just being here and now with a chance to win the game and put back-to-back state championships together.
It's not over yet, but certainly the odds are in the favor of the Redbirds of Darlington. Trying to finish it off, and Edgar trying to keep it going. My next question is, should Darlington win it, does Doug MacArthur give up the football post to run for mayor?
I bet he could.
Won't get much opposition. Still on his feet is Christ. Christ about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short of the first down. Edgar uses up another timeout. Well, the managers come back out onto the field again for water. I don't think they want water. Their thirst for victory is the biggest thirst they're trying to quench right now.
Being 1 minute and 58 seconds away from it, 3rd down and 2. They're almost tasting it.
I'm sure Coach MacArthur's saying, be sound, guys, be smart. Look at the Edgar cheerleaders, the Wildcats trying to somehow hope for some sort of a miraculous takeaway. Third down and 2. Chris trying to get to the 25-yard line, and it depends on where they spot it. I'm it's no factor that Darlington will definitely go for it on 4th down if in fact he is short. It is 4th down and a yard to go. Well, Edgar, you got to make the stop here to have a chance.
Edgar's out of timeouts at this point, and Darlington taking off as much time as they can. Going to snap the play here right before the 25-second count and see if they can get the 1st down and nail down the victory.
Coach Sims trying to get everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Here they come. And there's a flag. Delay a game. It's not the call you wanted to see if you're Doug MacArthur. Had to get the play off. Now it's 4th and 6. That certainly changes the play call. I'm sure they'll keep it on the ground, but that also stops the clock, too. 75 seconds left.
Now the clock shouldn't have stopped till the snap of the ball now, and making it 4th and 6 a little bit different. You would have liked to, if you were Darlington, got the ball snapped before the 25-second count.
Never said it would be easy, right?
That's right.
And certainly after Darlington started its season off with a loss, sure that Doug MacArthur just trying to get some seasoning for his players, and have they ever rallied. Delavo, and he's going to be swarmed under. So the ball goes over to Edgar. They'll stop the clock to allow teams to shuttle in and shuttle out, move the chain. So Edgar's still got a breath. 62 yards away and out of timeouts. Ball and Wadig again. Big play by Wadig. They threw out to the flat to Sins, and Wadig was almost there at the same time the ball was.
Scott Wadig makes just an excellent read on the play. A play they'd ran earlier with some success, and there he is standing right in it. Almost picks it off for a touchdown.
They also got good pressure from McGuire. That must be his middle name, pressure, because he's blocked 2 punts and almost got to Paul on the pass. Ball hit just as he threw it, and it's going to be in and out of the hands. They say it's a loose ball. The referee looking for some help, and he got some help, and he took advantage of it. A good call by the referees. One referee thought that it was a completed pass. Now they're going to huddle up and try to get together to make the right call. The referee closest to us thought that it was a completed pass. The Edgar fans not happy with the call. The Darlington fans ecstatic with it. Keeping in mind that's in slow motion. So it looked like he might have had possession for long enough, but I think the referees showed very good judgment that time in getting together and making what ultimately was the right call. Of course, if you're an Edgar right now, you're saying, what a rotten call that is. But no, I think the referees took their time and made the correct call. So 3rd down and 10. Now, Edgar has to be concerned about getting just a 1st down. Ball under pressure, and it's going to be in and out of the hands. Going for the interception was Cheliveau. And Paul took a shot after he delivered the pass as well. He got wrapped up by Hendrickson. Sims, the intended receiver. Now, is he going for the ball?
They're both going for the football. There's no doubt about that.
4th and 10. Here it is. Inside running room. Trying to take it to the outside. Kaler still on his feet. He has the 1st down. That'll stop the clock. Coach Sims is trying to get Paul up to the line of scrimmage. They stopped the clock to set the change. Then they wanted to go up there and just throw it down to stop the clock for an incompleted pass. Now they set the change. The clock winds. Well, they're going to try to run a play, perhaps. Pitch back. Halfback option again. They get it off under pressure. And there's a flag down in the secondary. Is that grounding or not?
Looks like that's what the officials are going to call. He was being tackled, trying to get it out there. And maybe there wasn't a receiver within 5 yards of it, but there was one in the line of the path. And
well, Coach Sins doesn't like it. That guy said, gosh, how long can it take to play 26 seconds? Sins under pressure. There's McGuire again with the pressure. So the grounding call and the loss of down, it's 2nd and 22. They spot it from the point of the infraction. 26 seconds left. Ball and incompleted pass. It was a forward pass, intending it for Kaler. That one took 5 seconds. Of course, Edgar out of timeouts. You know, you work on these plays sometimes after practice. You've done everything you wanted to do. Now you go into your exotic playbook, and that's what Coach Sins is checking it twice now, dusting it off.
I don't think he's had to use too many of those all season.
Not when you've had 8 shutouts. Statue of Liberty on 1. Try to keep him off balance on the run to Kaler. And Kaler picks up about 13 yards, but they got to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's 4th and 9. And that was it, because Paul had to ground the ball to stop the clock. There is a flag down with 2 seconds left. Officials huddling up. So Darlington will run one more play, and there is a picture of happiness. I think Doug MacArthur is pinching himself right now, saying, I can't believe this.
He's pretty excited, and rightfully so.
Well, while there's jubilation on one side, there's disappointment on the other, but you got to tip your hat off to Edgar. A fine season coming in here, and the difference in this ball game was in the punt team. Ryan McGuire with those 2 big block punts, and the second led to what proved to be the decisive touchdown that padded the Darlington lead. They led 15-14 at the half, and they get 1/3 quarter score, and that's the difference.
2 evenly matched football teams, and just the difference of a turnover on the couple turnovers on the special teams play.
Delavo goes down, and into the books it goes for Doug MacArthur and company. State championship, number 2 in a row. Well, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and for Doug MacArthur, I'm sure he still figures he's still in la-la land.
Said he's before, hey, pinch me, is it really real?
Well, it is real because the congratulatory handshakes as his ball club finishes off Edgar to win the Division V championship for the second straight year, 22-14, and I think he's thanking their faithful over in the stands that have backed him all year long, and I'm sure a lot of people saying, you know, after they start the season off with a loss, there's no way in the world they get to this point, but to the credit of his coaching staff and all of his players, they've done it, and you certainly tip your hat off to the Redbirds.
Got to give them a lot of credit. To start out in this situation that they were with the first loss and go on and cap it off with the state championship, he's really got to be happy, and the people from Darlington have to be proud of that team.
Well, Darlington came here with the idea that they were going to pull off the unexpected, and I think you'd have to say that they did. Having handed Edgar their first defeat of the season, there you see it, 22-14, and really the difference in the second half, the 2 block punts by Ryan McGuire, the second one figuring it was in the cushion, if you will, that forced Edgar to maybe do some things that they might not have wanted to do in terms of throwing the football. And Darlington's defense, I think, also had a lot to do with the way the second half unfolded.
You got to give credit to the Darlington defense. You know, if you're from Edgar, you're going to turn back, you're going to look back and say, yeah, the 2 mistakes on the punt team, we shouldn't have had them. And if we eliminate those, hey, maybe we have a chance to win the state championship. But that's what games are all about. The special teams play a big part, the offense, defense, and going to Darlington's defense, yeah, they turned it up in the second half and did just a great job on defense.
Now let's take you down the field where the celebrations continue for the Redbirds as they have captured their second straight Division V championship. And let's go down there now as they present the trophies to the respective teams, Edgar and Darlington.
District Administrator at Cashton. Assisted by Mark Lakey, Principal at Edgar High School. Assisted by Doug Chickering, Executive Director of the WIAA. Will captains Jeremy Tutsky, Jeremy McAuliffe, and Luke Kaler of Division V runners-up Edgar. Please report to the awards table to receive the team individual awards. And the coach of the Division V runner-up team from Edgar, Mr. Jerry Sins. Will captains Brian McCoy, Scott Wadig, Doug Chellavold, and Ryan McGuire of Division V state champions Darlington, please come to the awards table. And the coach of the 1991 Division V state champions from Darlington, Douglas MacArthur.
There you see your Division 5 state champions, the Redbirds of Darlington. This is the WIAA Football Championships. Well, the word now in Darlington tonight, repeat. Repeat. And I'm sure that Doug MacArthur will be saying that an awful lot as this day wears along.
They've got a lot to be proud of, and as you said, the whole town of Darlington is ecstatic and well worth it.
You got to go back to 81 and 82 in Division 5, the last time you had a repeat champion, and that was Osseo Fairchild. And so now, not only were their second straight state championship, the Darlington Redbirds have got a piece of history as well. And I'm sure that Doug MacArthur will gladly make room in their ever-expanding trophy case at Darlington High School for their second straight gold trophy.
Time to build on.
Boy, you keep the pressure on him, huh? Your coaching counterpart, my goodness. Three-peat. Now, forget repeat, three-peat. That's the key word for the Darlington Redbirds, but they cap it off in style, 22-14 over Edgar. Well, Doug MacArthur, he will not drive to Darlington tonight. He will fly on the Darlington International Airplane. They've got a airway cleared way for him, and of course for Edgar, they go home most disappointed, but I think that in time the disappointment will wear off, but they got to be awfully happy about the fact that they got here, and they were just a couple of plays away from maybe celebrating themselves.
No doubt about it. They've got to be proud of their season, putting together the type of season they did. Ending up culmination, yeah, lost at the state championship level, but they don't take anything away from Edgar or Darlington. Edgar losing to a very good Darlington team, and they've got nothing to hang their heads about. They've got to be proud of their finish, even with the loss.
It's been my pleasure, and maybe we'll see Clear Lake here at this time next year. Let's hope so for your sake.
Well, we'll keep trying.
All right, there you go. So that's the final score and the final scene from Camp Randall Stadium as Darlington wins its second straight Division 5 championship. The final count over Edgar, 22-14. A reminder, Division 3 and 1 title games will be decided later this afternoon. And, of course, Divisions 2, 4, and 6 decided on Saturday. I'm Van Stout. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you later today.